Maybe you're new to CS, or maybe you have thousands of hours. Regardless, I'm here to show you how to peek properly in CS. There are a lot of nuances to peeking in Counter-Strike, so I'm going to start with the basics to make sure we have a comprehensive understanding of how peeking works, and then we'll go breaking it down into the specifics. The first thing to talk about is the distinction between left side and right side peeking. This doesn't really make any intuitive sense, but you just have to trust me on this one. In Counter-Strike, you would think your camera, the perspective you're seeing from, is right at the center of your head model, but that's not actually true. The perspective that you're seeing your gameplay from is actually on the right side of your player model. So what this means is if you're swinging an angle to the left, you're going to be exposed and your opponent is going to be able to see you for a lot longer before you're able to see them back. Versus if you're peeking on the right side, you have a slight advantage in that you'll see them the same time that they'll see you. The difference is that you're the one peeking, so you have the advantage and the expectation of when to shoot. It's for reasons like this why it feels very difficult to take this left side peek onto the player top mid, especially in comparison to something like ramp, where you're peeking into triple and CT, and you feel like you just have a slight advantage on those engagements. It's because you do. So one, understanding the perspective of what you're seeing in your character's player model can help grant you some minor advantages in the game. But in something as competitive as Counter-Strike, these minor advantages can be the difference between you winning and losing. For the next element of peeking that you should understand is counter-strafing. I talked about this in depth in a previous video, so I'll give you the short of it now. First, it's really helpful if you're practicing your counter-strafing to use the command CL_show POS1. This in the top left shows you your velocity of your character model. So you'll notice when I'm running around, it goes up to 250, and when I'm stopped, it's at 0. So essentially, counter-strafing is after you're peeking an angle, trying to get your velocity down to 0 as quick as possible. This is done by pressing the key that is moving in the opposite direction of the angle you're peeking. So if I'm holding A here, I'm going to press D to stop my movement. If I'm peeking from the right side and I'm holding D, I'm going to press A to stop my movement. So even if you're not thinking about this, a lot of people kind of already intuitively understand this. One, you want to make sure that you're getting to 0 as soon as possible, because the quicker you get to 0, the quicker your weapon will be accurate when peeking. But something a lot of people aren't thinking about, even at higher levels, is making sure that velocity is as high as you can get it. A lot of people will swing out here, and then that's their peak. And you'll notice that gets to, I don't know, about 150, 160, something like that. But if you strafe a little to the left before swinging right, you'll build more velocity. And the quicker you're peeking the angle, the harder it will be for your opponent to react and kill you. So you'll see with a quick counter strafe out to the left before swinging, how my velocity peaks higher, making me harder to hit when peeking around the corner. The next element of peeking that a lot of people aren't doing right is jiggling wide and then swinging close. You'll notice pros do this all the time. They'll go for a quick jiggle back here, then they'll push up, and then they'll swing wide here. This just makes it more difficult for your opponent to correct where their crosshair is moving. Think about it. If you're further away, your opponent has to make less of an adjustment with their mouse to track you properly. But if you're up close, they might have to flick all the way out to here or even further, depending on how wide you're swinging, to hit the right shot. And especially if they saw you peeking far away, they're going to be placing their crosshair ready for you to peek wide again. So this very frequently can catch off your opponent's expectations and help you make sure you're winning more engagements. The last thing to understand is that you can take a peek, get no kills, and it be beneficial for your team. Odds are you've had a game where your teammates tell you to all rush B, your whole team gets here, and they're all trying to take and get a first pick here, but you're just getting stuck in apps, you're not making any space. The CTs are doing a good job at stalling, players are rotating in, and at that point, you have no chance of taking the bomb site. One player needs to take initiative and make space for the team. This player is typically the entry fragger, but someone has to assume this role in matchmaking or faceit, or else no space is going to be made for the team. But if you're coming out B pistol round and you're jumping out this window as far as you can, pushing back sight, even if you die and you get out to here, think about it. All of your opponents are focusing over here. No one's being able to push out from market because they're worried about a player pushing up close. It gives your team a lot of space, and this space is vital for winning rounds. Not every peek that you have to take has to result in a kill for it to be a good peek. Keep in mind, this doesn't mean you should be doing dumb peeks. It's smart to combo something like this with one of your teammates throwing a flash like this one. So that way you can jump out with the flash, and this flash and using utility can help you get more space than you would typically. Those are the fundamentals of peeking, and a lot of players don't know this stuff. All right, I hope you learned something new in this video. I got a lot more videos like this already out and a lot more coming soon. I've been daily uploading for 2 weeks now, and I've been loving posting a bunch of CS content. So if you're looking to join me in Global Elite and Faceit level 10, then be sure to subscribe, like. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.